Hey, replay people, thanks for tuning in. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about something that I'm kind of curious if you guys agree with me. Hey, Jill. Hey, about that time, thanks for joining. Um, I got a question for you guys, and I'm curious to see what you think. Why is it that the movie industry doesn't seem to react very kindly or seem to be very friendly upon movies with cruises in them? So I've seen a few of them, and it just kind of got me thinking about this. So there's Boat Trip, with Cuba Gooding Jr., Horatio Sands. These guys want to sort of go meet women, and somehow they get booked on a gay cruise, and they don't know it's a gay cruise. The movie is not that great. It's got its funny parts and its cutesy romantic parts, but it's not a great movie. Out to Sea with Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon, that is an awesome movie. That's the only good movie I can think of that takes place on a cruise ship. Speed 2, I happen to like it because I kind of like I like movies take place on cruise ships anyway, but most people don't think it's a great movie. Poseidon, the original Poseidon Adventure, the ship capsizes and sinks, so it's a good movie, but it sucks. It's not a happy story. The new Poseidon, ship capsizes and sinks. Sorry for spoilers, but it's a worse movie than the first one, and Kurt Russell was in it. He must be getting desperate. I agree. It's definitely not good for the cruise business, but I saw a movie this morning that literally left me cringing. And I only got through it because I wanted to see where it was going to go and like what was going on. It's a movie called Jack and Jill with Adam Sandler playing both title characters. The basic gist is Adam Sandler plays Jack, who's a successful guy out in California. His sister, who's also played by Adam Sandler in drag, lives in New York, and his mother just died, and he lived with his mother. She lived with her mother. So she didn't want to be alone, so she came out to visit Jack, and hilarity ensues. There are so many things in this movie that made me cringe. I kind of want to say, watch it, but I don't want to subject you to it. I don't want to be like, watch it, and then you're going to be tortured. But Al Pacino plays himself. That's all. Screw up my. Okay, good. I'm still live. I got a text message and sorry. Al Pacino plays himself in an extremely cheesy version of himself. But what really scared me, exactly, yeah, watch it, but I can't recommend it. If you can deal with some really, really cheesy and really, really cringeworthy moments, it might be worth a watch. But what really made me cringe is just how Royal Caribbean was willing to put themselves into this movie. Not only is it obvious what ship it's on, because like in Out to Sea and Boat Trip and whatnot, it wasn't obvious what ship they were on. You could figure it out if you were looking at it, like Speed 2 was on the... Was it Holland America? No. I think it was Holland America. But Out to Sea was on the Westerdam, Holland America Westerdam. I can't remember what Speed 2 was on, but I mean they said it in the movie. But some other movies it's not obvious or it's on a fictitious cruise line. But Jack and Jill, this awful movie, this horrible movie, cringeworthy movie. There's a big sweeping camera shot where you can totally see it's on the Allure of the Seas. Number one. Number two, there's a guy in his Royal Caribbean outfit. The camera literally goes right up to him and he goes, "Welcome to Royal Caribbean International." I'm like, oh my God, why did you say that? Number two. Number three, there's a few sections of the movie where crew members with their little name tag grab Adam Sandler's boobs. So it's okay. So it's like, okay, Royal Caribbean crew members are going to grab women's boobs. I mean, obviously it's a movie. It's meant to be funny, but I'm just like, why did your PR department let this happen? And there was sweeping like overhead camera shots of the flow rider, and I mean, like, yeah, clearly someone at Royal Caribbean was like, sure, you can use our likeness in your movie as long as as long as you show some uniquely Royal Caribbean things like the flow rider and our beautiful allure of the seas. But why would you do that for that movie? I mean, I could see it as if there was like, okay, maybe there's a love story and Brad Pitt and someone, Okie Schooner. I don't follow sports, so I am not even going to respond to that. I'm sure the Longhorns are just fine, but I'm not even going to respond to that. I don't even care about sports, but anyway, what if there's some movie like a love story, or maybe there's some movie about a guy who works on a cruise ship and it's a good quality movie. Sure, like feature Royal Caribbean all over the place, but why the hell would they let themselves be featured prominently in such a travesty of a movie? I don't get it. So that was the only real reason I wanted to see this movie and watch it all the way through. And, oh, God. Yeah. I don't know what was more cringeworthy. That little, because the cruise fan in me was, I hope they're more cautious in the future. Absolutely. If it were me, excuse me, I'm sorry, I just had lunch, but if it were me and I was in Royal Caribbean's PR department, I would say, sure, you can use our likeness and use our ship and feature our brand and everything, as long as we get the final say in the end as to how we are going to be represented. Because if I worked for them and I saw this movie, I'd go, yeah, hi, Adam Sandler, you do not have our permission to feature our brand. I saw your movie, it's god-awful. And then they could have done green screening, they could have done anything else to feature, to, make it a fake cruise line or, whatever, but, oh, God. So that was my one cringeworthy moment, and I'm going to throw some spoilers in here. I mean, you guys should, I'm going to go ahead and say watch it, do the cringing. It's worth it just to see it, and I'm curious what your thoughts are. Definitely send me a comment or something. The other cringeworthy moment, because Jack's character, the male Adam Sandler character, was an advertising executive, and he was trying to land Al Pacino to do a spot for Dunkin' Donuts to be their, like, Dunkachino face. Like, okay, I get it. It's a kitschy ad thing. Towards the end of the movie and the moment that I actually shut it off, I didn't even get to the credits or anything. It's this rap scene. Yeah, I mean, on paper it sounds funny. It's this cheesy rap scene. You know what? I'm going to play it. I'm going to play part of it. I can't get through the entire thing because it's so god-awful. But I'm actually going to play it here, just a few seconds of it. You have to see how bad this is. Okay, I'm going to mute it because I can't stand listening to this anymore. But just looking at the visuals and hearing some of what you just heard, it's cringe. Why would he do that? I mean, this entire movie is basically me asking, why the hell did they do that? So why did Royal Caribbean let themselves be featured in this? Why the hell did Al Pacino let himself? Why did Adam Sandler let his name be put on this? Why did he do this project? I don't understand why this movie even exists. But if you like a good cringe, this goes to the top of my list. Find this at your local torrent website. I do not recommend paying for it. Again, I don't advocate getting movies illegally. But if you know someone, if you know someone that's good at getting movies without paying for them, and you are bored, this one is definitely worth a good cringe. There needs to be a movie that takes place on a cruise, and Royal Caribbean needs to step up and redeem themselves for being featured in that travesty. They need to be like, hey, Symphony of the Seas coming out later on next year. You know what? Let's say, hey, here's Symphony of the Seas. Why don't you feature our brand new ship on, hey, Ron Howard, how you doing? Why don't you direct a movie that takes place on our beautiful cruise ship? Or, hey, why don't we I don't know. Let's do some movie that's going to be really good. Let's put really big name actors in there. Put Tom Hanks in there. Let's put let's put some big names in there. People we would definitely want to see in a movie of high caliber. I'm thinking, maybe let's make it a Ron Howard or a Rob Reiner movie. So it's like, top caliber people. Steven Spielberg, sure. Or maybe Robert Zemeckis. We can make it like kind of a mind bender weird thing. No M. Night Shyamalan. Like I don't think he should be involved, because he'd probably make like the captain be a secret mermaid or something. We don't need that kind of thing. But let's get some really top end people. Put them on a Royal Caribbean ship. Put them on Symphony of the Seas. Get some really good writers. So maybe who wrote The Newsroom and the newer Steve Jobs movie? I can't. The guy's name I can't think of. No, Jill. No Secret Mermaids. I don't think that would work. I mean, Royal Caribbean really needs to step up and redeem themselves. So, who was the guy that writer? He's really good. Yeah, I think it might be too silly. I can't think of the dude's name, but he needs to write some really compelling, maybe drama amongst the crew with really heavy backstories, and the captain's really torn, and I don't know. I mean, I'm just doing this to make it seem like it's really like a powerful message, and really like I have no idea what I'm talking about, but that's okay. Just put some really big name people on there. Put a really good screenwriter on there. Get Hans Zimmer to score it, or get someone to write a beautiful sweeping music score. Have that beautiful crown and anchor kind of sailing off into the distance. I could see it. I think Symphony of the Sea should be a movie set. So anyway, that's my little Hollywood cruise rant this morning. I've got a fun day coming up here. I'm going to be doing some music a little bit later. Good to see you too, Jill. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it, as always. And if any of you guys want to check out I've got some videos on YouTube. Just go to youtube.johnbamber.com. And also, I've got some more URLs for my blog, some more addresses for my blog. Any cruise that I go on, I'm going to be doing live blogging. So my upcoming cruise on Anthem of the Seas will be at johnscruise.live. And I totally stole that whole .live idea from Matt from Royal Caribbean Blog, so thanks for the idea. johnscruise.live will take you to my blog with my live blogs from whatever cruise I'm on. And johnscruises.blog, because now there's .everything, it's not just .com, but johnscruises.blog will take you to all of my past cruise-related posts. So my video vlogs from Majesty of the Seas will be up there. But all of my blog content is always going to be at johnbamber.com/blog or johnbamber.blog. I am johnbamber.com. I got tons of URLs. But anyway, there's where I got some stuff, and I'd love for you guys to check out that content. And as always, thanks for tuning in on Periscope. And I'm getting into doing more of these, so hopefully I'm getting a little better. I know some of my early Periscopes have been a little boring, but I am a work in progress. So anyway, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you on the next Periscope.